he went. He went and switched it out. That's cool. I like that. He got the holiday spirit. I wish I had a Grinch. I wish I had a Grinch face right now. I would definitely wear that right now because I hate Christmas. But I'm gonna look out for Christmas. But I hate Christmas. I hate Christmas with a passion. I think Christmas is stupid, and that's just my opinion on it. But people are gonna be blessed for it. But yeah, I hate it. Just to let everybody know.
You gonna start off like that?
Yep.
I'm in the holiday spirit. You gonna start off like that?
I'm just
Damn,
showing.
you a hater.
I'm just saying. I'm a hater.
I
I'm
sure
showing
you,
my.
you sure you wasn't born in Philadelphia? You got
Oh
the
no,
hate for
I
Santa Claus?
know,
You gonna
I'm
throw
not.
snowballs at Santa?
No, not. I would.
Damn, you a hater. I mean,
I would.
I'm not a Christmas champion or anything, but
I
I'm
would
saying
definitely get spoiled. Yeah,
there
he
is
would get
better
spoiled.
holidays like Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Thanksgiving slaps, and I'm tired of. Matter of fact, I'm tired of the Thanksgiving slander and marginalization that is put in our society, where we just go Halloween, we go from thought season to pumpkin spice to Christmas presents. Buy me a Lexus.
Yeah,
Just
that's
bam,
what I'm
bam.
saying. See, that's what
Can
I'm
we just
saying. There are just do Thanksgiving, dog. Just do Thanksgiving. Make Thanksgiving those three. Those three, like, make Thanksgiving again on December 25th.
I support it.
You feel me?
I would have another Thanksgiving.
I
Maybe we
mean,
could do
cause
like a real one. Like, can we find the real date when actual Thanksgiving? And maybe never mind. That's too deep.
I mean, yeah,
That's too
we
deep.
get, we,
That's
yeah,
too
we're
deep.
getting deep. We're getting too deep. But everybody, come up in the building. What's up with everybody? Y'all know what time it is. It's Burgers and Blitzes. We are here. Let me give a few shout outs right quick before we get busy.
Strap in.
Miguel Marquez, T Smooth TV, Rev Revel, of course. What's good with you, John? What's good with you, Matt Leslie? Shout outs to you. Keep on coming in the building. What's going on with you? Y'all know what it is. It's Burgers and Blitzes. We about to talk some Cowboys football. Obviously, we saw that loss against Buffalo, but hey, I told you, dog. Didn't I tell you this was going to be a wonky game?
I mean, I talked about how Phil. I was
Didn't I
talking
tell
about
you Dak was going to throw an INT?
I when they had 1%, like
It
one
don't
percent of
matter.
kids. I mean,
It was gonna happen. This was that game. I told you it was gonna be this damn game. I knew it from the start, and it was gonna be this game. That look, this me first, and then you go. I just felt 5-game win streak. We're the best team in the world. Dak's the best quarterback in the world. Everything is great. Everything is lovely. We're getting ready to go to Buffalo. Yep, that's a setup for an ass whooping.
yeah, football guy was like, you thought.
I know.
You,
I knew the football what he was going
you
to do. A lot of
the
the other people didn't believe
football
it.
guy's like, oh, y'all think shit's sweet.
Yeah,
All right, move your hand. Move your
yeah,
hand.
yeah, yep. I knew it. I knew it was gonna be a game. With the weather when it was raining, I ain't even gonna blame the weather. But Dallas don't play good in the rain. I don't give a hell. Nobody say they
No,
don't play good in
they
the
don't like
rain.
being wet. They don't
Dak
like being
Dak
cold.
don't Dak don't play good in the rain. He don't throw good. He don't throw the ball good in the rain. That's just true. When I watched him play in the rain games, he don't throw the ball good in the rain. And I just knew once I saw that effort in the beginning of the game when they were running, which I knew we talked about what they were going to attack, right? And they did it.
God
Talk
damn,
to
did
me.
they do it though? I didn't know they was gonna do it like that. But
Yeah.
nobody knew they was gonna do it like that.
Well, let's
And
talk about it because everybody's talking about, how the linebackers finally got exposed, but I had been saying that since they played the Arizona game. We have been talking about it. Marquise Bell, even though we loved his play, is too small. Now,
that's
you
on.
have
That's
said, don't get him off the field, but they're going to have to figure something out, dog.
they're gonna have to stop stunting and twisting when the team is refusing to throw the ball. Dan Quinn's a problem, and I got shit on it for saying that a few games back. The
No,
dude's
no, talk about it. Talk about it. Everybody, talk about it.
with the when you have okay, so they're missing Hankins out, and Dan Quinn's main bag is stunts and twists. All the pressures when he's not blitzing, he's stunting and twisting. Well, when you have Hankins out and you're out there, Mozzie, we'll get to him in a minute. Mozzie's running around 290 pounds, and you're trying to pull these stunts and twists, and those dudes are bigger than you. They turn. Now that lane's open. Now it doesn't matter what running back it is. It's basically literally what happened in that game is the same thing that happened in the LA playoff game. You were missing your one tech. People got turned sideways. They got frustrated. They started sack hunting, and then here we go. And we didn't get to go. Here we go because the offense never got out the gate because you didn't give them a damn chance. I mean, I understand that The numbers didn't come back at the end of the day, but I talked about it all week. Oh, it's not going to be windy. It's not going to be windy. I said, that's y'all don't know that ballpark, football field, stadium, whatever you want to call it. If there's the way that stadium is and the way its geographical location, if there's a 15-mile-an-hour wind outside, it's cutting down in there and it vortexes around and whips it up. And if you could literally go back and watch when Dak missed that Cooks bomb on second down on their second series, I believe it was. If you go to the all 22, you can see the flag on the top of the goalpost, and that thing, because that's what that stadium does, and they knew that. Buffalo knew that because they play there. They were never going to throw the ball that day, and hell, why would you? I'd be mad if you threw the ball when you're getting 7 yards of carry. Run the ball all damn day because obviously they can't tackle. And then went back to the twist and stunts. You don't have the personnel. You just got bullied, and when it's the outdoor weather like that and you can't get your offense going, that's a recipe for disaster, especially when you spot them 18 points on penalties. You can't do that versus a good team. I don't care if they wanted to run the ball, throw the ball, if they wanted to run, if they wanted to punt on third down. If you're going to spot these dudes and convert third downs for them constantly versus a good team, your offense is really, really, really going to have to come on today. And that was not the atmosphere for that to happen. Josh Allen completed 7 passes on the day. It was not a quarterback day. It just wasn't. And they just got flat out bullied.
Yeah, shout out to Dustin Roberts. He says, "You two gentlemen at the top of content creators, keep up the great work. You guys make a lot of sense. Really appreciate you for the compliment like that, Dustin Roberts. Definitely appreciate that." But like you said, Mike, we knew coming in this was going to be a weather game. Somehow, some way, it was going to be some kind of a weather game because that's where they schedule it in December. And just like you
It's
said,
December in northern Buffalo.
exactly. But just like you said, we knew that. And the Cowboys, now let me ask you this, Mike, because we were running the ball pretty decently. Did they go away from that too early?
I think here's the thing with this offense, and we can go back through coordinators. We can go back. I know we've been celebrating the first down pass and all that stuff, but we still saw it early on in the Seattle game. If they don't get those, it's not the first 3 and out. If they get 2 3 and outs back to back, they tend to never really get into their actual plan. It's hard to, but if you watch this team, you know what I'm talking about.
I totally agree.
They never, and Dak, like a lot of quarterbacks, if he doesn't get a successful series under him with at least a field goal or something early on, it's going to be uphill sledding because chances are the next time he touches the ball, it's another 7 or 10 points against him.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they're running the ball, dude, hey, if they were up, the minute they were up 10 with the way they were running the ball, that was over.
Yeah,
that was over.
That's what I felt. I mean, I was already going in that game, already feeling it was going to be one of those games. Like, I didn't feel good about the game at all. I felt like I knew we could beat them, but I didn't feel good about the game at all, especially when I kept on hearing about the rain and the weather. I was just like, it's just going to be that game. And then when I saw them jump on us early, get the 7-point lead, and the way they run the ball, like, yeah, dog, we're going to lose. And you hate to say that. You hate to just come out and just feel like, but we followed this team enough, Mike. We can't just be blind and dumb. It's not giving up on your team or nothing like that. We know our team. We know once a team jumps on us, you're in Buffalo. You know the elements. You know they're amped up. They're running the ball down your throats. They're exposing our weaknesses. You're not making the change-ups in this game. So what do you think is going to happen? And we not really running the ball. Our offensive line, the way the offense was coming out, you could tell the way the offense was coming out, this was going to be that game.
It's not to sound like I'm being a homer, but you'd have to agree with me on this. Flip that, and I'm not making excuses. It's just the way the scenario is. Flip that to there in Dallas. You know what fucked them up? I want to get to that too. I was mad. I talked about it that day too. When they deferred, I said, "Oh no, because look what happened. Come down to Dallas. Dallas doesn't defer. They march down the field, put points on the board. Buffalo's out their number 1 edge, their number 1 linebacker, their number 1 safety. and the game would probably go the same way in Dallas's favor. It's just
Right.
everything lined up exactly the way Buffalo wanted it to because of their home field advantage. You couldn't hear. I talked about during the game. Or what is that? Where's Dak's audibles at? You couldn't hear him. He was doing it. You couldn't hear him because that's what a home field advantage sounds like.
Right. Right.
That's a team that knows if they lose today, it's over.
Right. And
It's
they were
over.
playing, and they knew that they were playing that way, and honestly, Mike McCarthy said the team didn't know about them clinching or anything like that. But if it just felt like the subconscious, they knew. They're not stupid. Those guys are on Twitter and stuff. It probably all the way up to the damn game. You can't tell me they didn't know.
No,
And the
Micah Parsons wasn't on the internet. What are you
you
talking about?
feel me? You know what I'm saying? The subconscious tells you, and you know these things. You feel me, Mike? But as we said before, you saw how they were running that ball
Mm-hmm.
against this defense. Now, there's been the talk of the town right now of Micah Parsons. Should he go back to linebacker because we're getting exposed with the six safeties, J-Ron Curse, Donovan Wilson, uh, uh, um, what's his name?
Oh,
14. Little 14.
oh.
He just slips my mind, damn. He just slipped my damn mind. Y'all know I'm damn talking about 14. What's just he just
Wilson and Kurt's been a liability all damn year, and then we
right.
get and then
Bell. Sorry. Thank you, Carlos. Bell. So do you think that this needs to be a situation? Does Rashawn Evans need to get more snaps? Because Damone Clark, he got ate up in this game. And I said this need to be a game where them linebackers really need to have that type of game. Damone Clark has been a high tackle guy, but he's not been a impactful tackle guy.
this
And
goes back. This goes back to what I was saying about the twist and the stunts. Why that highlight play where he got Clark gets driven back into the damn end zone, a pancake. Which, by the way, I thought it was about player safety. We celebrate when a 330-pound lineman does it to somebody, but when a defensive player does it, call the cops.
right.
So that's another conversation. Why is that dude getting a free shot on him? That's what I'm talking about with the gap integrity. They just need to play sound defense. This exotic looks and shit when you're facing a head that offensive line, you can go across the board. You can pull them up on PFF or whatever right now. That offensive line across the board outweighs everybody on our defensive line by a good 30 pounds. Every single one of them. And they just got, by the way, my second round pick. Uh, you know, wasn't going to get out here without mentioning that. Torrance is out there beating ass all damn day. All damn day.
Right.
And when you are trying to play this cutesy, for lack of a better word, defense, why are you twisting and stunting on a run game? Why? Line up, man your gaps, batten down the hatches. They wasn't running. It wasn't like they was doing what Miami and San Francisco do to you. It wasn't outside zone. They were coming right at you. They were A gap, B gap, C gap all day long. Boom, 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 boom. And you couldn't stop it because your guys were doing this all damn game by guys that outweigh them by 30 or 40 pounds. And then Sam Williams jukes the football to run into the punter. We convert another third down because Curse, it's you couldn't. It was too much. It was too much. I don't know. I do not know if there is an offense in the league that could have overcame that game. I really don't. Maybe make it closer, maybe where it's not over, by the second quarter. But goodness gracious,
You
man,
would have had to come back and score
dude, dude, dude,
every possession. You would have had to
you would
score
have to,
every possession.
you would
And
have to
that type
have
of weather and the way they were playing on that defense wasn't happening. It was
with
not happening.
that Mahomes blacked out versus San Francisco in the Super Bowl type game, and that
Yeah.
was optimal weather on,
Right. Right.
So it was too big of a mountain to climb, and
So do you feel like this offense, we talk about this defense, right? And we were all excited about this defense, but really it's really this offense that really has to set the tone for this team
yes,
because we know if this defense gets jumped on quick, it's going to be a bad day. That's why I worry about this Miami game.
preach to the Lord of the first down pass. And when you have CeeDee Lamb and you have your tight end and you have Dak Prescott, lean into your strengths. When they deferred we used to like this team defer. We used to like it, right? We used to like it.
Right.
Then we realized, wait, they come out. What if the other team scores? We still have that 3 and out.
Yeah,
That 3 and out hits different after the other team already scores.
it
And this
does.
team,
Mentally, it
with
hits
this,
different.
with this
And
team,
especially with this team, it goes in a funk instantly. This team
and
goes
we
in a funk instantly. We can't get out of it.
McCarthy showed up talking about that double double. He wants to score
Right.
going in and going out. Well, turns out the man wants to cowered up and quit in the second quarter, which, by the way, the third time he's done that this year, and I'm on his ass for that shit. That was
Mhm.
inexcusable. That was absolutely inexcusable, man.
On that
There's
third
four
one,
minutes. Yeah, there is 4 minutes and 38 seconds left or something like that in the second half. You have 3 timeouts, and you see the offense scurry into the line like that, and your spidey senses didn't go, oh, we didn't get a replay. Fuck a replay, dude. Burn the timeout. Burn it. Figure out what the hell. Why are they in such a hurry? Why are they in such a hurry? Because that dude knows he dropped the ball, and they didn't know they punched it out. No, so everybody's, oh, the defense didn't tell him. You're sitting on 3 timeouts, dude. You can't. They don't grow inches. You can't carry them into the second half. And that's what I talk about 6 days a week with McCarthy, man. That's you run up against that situation. There was just too many things going against you on Sunday to pull that one out.
it just seems like once the team gets in that funk early, it's like a wrap. And I hate to feel like that, but that's what and it's like if we're not banging with you early, it's almost like, damn, it's over. And I don't like having that feeling, Mike. And maybe it's not even true, but I don't like having that feeling. We only lost 4 games, but doesn't it feel like even when the Cardinals game, when they jumped on us early and it just felt like, okay, yep, it's that
No,
game.
because the
You
every
just
team
know
they've
it.
lost, every team they've lost to has been a top, I believe, 8 at worst rushing team on the year. So it's that death by 1,000 cuts. I know they got 7 yards to carry this last game, but it's like every time your defense is on the field, they get them. Okay, 3rd and 4. Oh, somebody breaks a tackle, conversion. Okay, we got it. 3rd and 7, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 7. Oh, the screen pass hit, conversion. Bam. It's just the slow impending dread of what these teams. Every single loss this year has been from a top rushing team, and we saw it with the first Philadelphia game, a game we could have won, but once again they got in their own way because this team can't go
But
10.
penalties though too.
Dude, they
Though
can't go 10 plays without a damn penalty, man. They
penalties.
really
I
can't.
mean, and I highlighted this, Mike, and I think you might have seen the tweet where I highlighted that tweet where they have 102 penalties already for almost 1,000 yards, 876 yards, and it's not just the offensive because we talked about that, but it's that defensive holding and defensive offsides. That's 29 penalties between just that defensive holding and defensive offsides. 29 penalties. 29 penalties on the defense, dog. I need to because here's the thing. We talk about Dan Quinn, right? And how you've been talking about him, right? There's got to be some kind of discipline, something going on right here, because it seems like to me, Mike, anytime a team jumps on us quickly, right, our defense it seems like the defense becomes desperate. And they
Mm-hmm.
play desperate. And when
Like
they
a pack
play
of dogs.
exactly. They play desperate. And to your point, when they play desperate, the hero ball comes. They're just trying to get the sack. They're just trying to make a big play instead of staying gap integrity, instead of staying patient, instead of saying we can come back in this game. It's almost like they panic defensively and they just start getting out of whack, just trying to get after the quarterback and making a big play, and then we get gashed even bigger. What do you think about that? Do you kind of feel me on that one?
It's why I've called them Dan Quinn and the Can Smashers. It's not that they're not a good defense. They can be a good defense, but they're a quote unquote great defense when they can be opportunistic.
Mm-hmm.
When they have to line up and beat you down in and down out consistently and play clean football, they get their ass kicked every single time. Every single time. It's been that way. Dan Quinn, Marinelli, Ryan, Monty Kiffin. It's the way it's been. When they have to line up and play that which is kind of funny because it's the Jones boys love that style of football.
We
The
don't never
defense.
get it, but the defense is never really like that. When we just, I mean, I'm gonna let you finish, Mike. I didn't mean to cut you off,
No, you're
but
good, Bubba.
but to your point, when you're saying that we've been screaming forever, right? Physicality, physicality. We need to be a physical team. And we've said it for how many years that whenever a team decides to get physical with us, we tend to most likely lose that battle. Defensively, especially when a team decides they want to run on us. Remember Denver a couple years ago when they decide to say, we are going to run no matter what. We're going to stay with this run, 30 to 40 rushes on our defense. We be getting our shit pushed in.
What worries me is Buffalo, the team that struggled historically to run the ball. They haven't this
Right.
year, but they have struggled historically to run the ball. Which once again, back to my guy Torrance and the investments they made on that offensive line, and they just mow through you, dude. They just mowed. When you're getting 7 yards a carry, you better win that game. I don't care if your quarterback throws one pass. I really don't. Hell, he could throw one pass and that one pass be an interception. But if you're getting 7 yards a carry, you're going to win the game. That's just math. That's boom, boom, and that's just demoralizing. Just every time you try to get back up, the dude just pumps you right back on your forehead and you fall down. And you just try to get back up. It's like the damn punching clown we used to have as kids. Every time you hit it, it bounces right back up, laughing at you. Bam, 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 bam. Just wear it out. And it's just there's nothing you can do in that scenario. But what worries me is how Dan Quinn still once again stayed with all that exotic bullshit when the gap integrity once again for his entire tenure and the DC's tenure before him, it's all about getting upfield. I mean,
Ron
I don't
Marinelli was
have
the same exact
I
way.
don't I don't have it on good authority. I'm still tracking this one down. Mazi Smith is under 300 pounds right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So unless he has a debilitating disease
That's
that is
crazy. He could 300 and
actively
damn near 40
actively
pounds, man. That's
he was
crazy.
337 when he
But you
checked in
remember,
at camp.
but you remember when Bohanna, right? You remember when Bohanna first came in? He was a 360 guy, and he looked like a damn 310 guy. He lost he was down to like
Remember
315.
what's sticking in my crawl about that is after the pick. Remember how they said we have plans that he can be more like a three tech?
Yep, and he could be a pass rusher.
They picked a one tech, and I'm scared they fucked him up because they don't know what to do with it. They've never had one. They didn't. They want him to have numbers to justify the pick or whatever. This is all conjecture and my theory going so far. None of this is on wax. But why you draft your one tech when they drafted a one tech because they thought they sucked in the run game, and they slowly turned him into not even slowly. Hell, it's 4 months. They turned him into a Tyrone Crawford tweener without a position who can't really play three tech because he's never really done that, and can't really play one tech because now he's light in the ass, and he can't pass rush because he doesn't have any speed. What are you doing? What are you doing here? That worries me. What they're because you could see. I mean, you watch 20. You see that dude on the sidelines. Does that man look like he's 330 pounds right now?
Not,
If you look
not at all.
remotely,
Not
he
at all.
in theory he should be bigger than he was. Not bigger, but more.
Thicker,
A little more
stronger,
broly.
more stout. I mean, that's why you picked him for his stoutness. You didn't pick
And
him for
then
no pass rushing or nothing like that. You picked him
so
to take those double teams and free your linebackers.
knowing players like I know players and talking to people who I talk to and knowing body size because the power lifted for years, you had to be within freaking literally a half a pound. That guy right now is not over 295. He can't be. He can't be.
And right now, we're not really getting a lot from him. He's been okay. They got the Carl Davis, you know, Golston. I like his effort, but he's just not big enough. He gets pushed around in there as well. I mean, hindsight, I didn't want to let go of Bohanna. They kept
It's
Gallimore.
it's
Hindsight, I didn't want. Remember, because I wanted to keep at least 3 one techs on the team.
dude.
You
I'm just
got rid
thinking,
of Ridgeway the year before, so wouldn't it make more sense to kept Hankins, Bohanna, and Mazi? You put too much trust in the Mazi pick.
and there's guys at this point. I'm being dead serious here. Tristan Hill's a free agent. I'm serious.
What about Sue? What about Sue?
I
Would you take
I
him?
don't. He's a 40, but yes, I don't care.
He
Do
nasty. He
do
nasty.
That's hey, you know what? Go get your 15-yard penalty and make sure that guy leaves the game. I don't give a shit because I'm tired. I got pissed during that Buffalo game, dude, and I got
Yeah, it was
pissed here in Carolina.
embarrassing.
The way that they let people hit us and tackle us, and we don't do anything back, it's got me feeling like I'm not rooting for
We
injuries, but man, if you're out there getting
okay.
your leg, when
Can I,
they got people diving in the knees and shit,
yeah,
like it's
yeah.
no man. Let's
Hey, Mike. I wanted to ask you about that right quick, okay? Because I seen this like a couple games before, and then I seen it again in Buffalo when Dak slid and and the one guy number 25 leaned into him and smacked him. Terrence Steele came over joggingly, but he didn't come over defending Dak. And then TJ Bass came, but everybody just, and then Biadasz came over to him like, "Oh, you okay? You ain't supposed to do that as the offensive lineman. You ain't supposed to be going to your quarterback. Are you okay? You supposed to be instantly be jumping in." And I seen Dak get hit like that before, and the guys go over there like they don't go over there like whatever. And Zach Martin, I felt like that was fake energy, just from me. I felt like that was that fake energy. He ran over and
that
pushed the
they
defensive
didn't
back
call
down.
they didn't call that flag. He didn't push him. He face mask to face mask, and that dude flopped the same way Josh Allen
He
flopped on the
did, but I just felt like Zach
that
Martin.
flag.
I ain't
That
seen him have that energy against a couple big guys. He didn't have that. He was just
I,
like I ain't seen it.
I mean, what do you?
I'm just
We
saying, dog.
what we
Okay,
know
I
with
know.
this team
Okay,
the over it at the
I'm
end
just
of the day,
saying.
we know it's
Okay,
we're at
just
the
saying.
Omni and it's the white elk, it's come to the glass cactus and get you a martini, and we know what it is.
A seltzer.
Yeah, get you a sparkling water, and a fucking get you an IV bag 'cause you stayed up till 4 a.m. doing blow, selling oil rights for somebody who you stole the property from. Another conversation. How in the hell are we gonna handle Miami?
Dog, I don't know. I'm hella nervous about this game because this is what I feel. I'm like I keep telling my head, y'all, Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy, y'all better come in this game real because if you don't, we're getting blown out. We're gonna get blown out real bad. Like this little dude McDaniels is going to try to make an example of our team on TV, dog.
Well,
And
dude,
then
Logic gonna be
Fangio,
freestyling on the sideline, dude. We don't
bruh,
want that. We don't
bro,
want that.
Fangio was already on our ass with Denver, and he felt like he had the blueprint when he was at Denver, and they whooped us and they shut Dak down. You don't think he ain't coming in there cocky, and you don't think McDaniels with that damn speed and Tyreek Hill's gonna be playing dog, bruh.
All
I
right.
don't. I'm trying to figure it out.
I take issue with the blueprint comment because that blueprint is the same blueprint for literally anybody in the league.
I'm
If
just
you're three,
saying he
if you're
said
three,
that.
yes, he did. If you're yes, and you know what the blueprint is? Here's a pro tip for anybody in the chat. Here's how you can shut down any quarterback in the league. Your 3-man pass rush gets home versus a 5-man front. You win the game. Period. And that's what happened versus Denver. That's what happened versus Buffalo. It's what happened versus San Francisco in the first playoff game. It's what happened with Mahomes versus Tampa Bay that year. When you can get home with 3, you win that game. Period. That's a blueprint. Hey, you can get home with 3, by all means. Meanwhile, we got Dan Quinn stunting. Micah Parsons missing out his one tackle. It's just,
I hope he
I
ain't
think,
trying to get tricky and funny in that game because we're gonna pay. We're gonna pay with because I ain't trying to see these boys in single coverage, dog.
no.
We already got Donovan Wilson, J-Ron Curse, who are liabilities in coverage. We don't know what's going on with Malik Hooker. Wanye Thomas, he's still coming up in the game, and we getting single coverage. I love Gilly, but he can't match that speed. Hey, I
You
love
know,
Bland, but they matching that Waddle and Tyreek Hill speed.
Your only saving
We need to
grace
play
is
zone. Oh man,
hopefully play zone. Don't do all that twisting and stunting cute shit.
nope.
Line Micah Parsons up on the backside and send him blitz his ass. Don't line him up like an edge rusher too much. Stand him up and send him because Connor Williams tore his ACL. They
Yeah,
are
he's
weak up
out.
the middle,
Yeah,
and Tua does not like any other quarterback in the league. Does not like pressure up the middle.
he's
If
doesn't.
there's
He's
something
not great under
you
pressure either.
you have to make that man with his weak arm because he does not. We all know it. Like
Yeah,
we all see it. We all see that offense would be better if it had Josh Allen or Dak or
yeah,
hell, maybe
yeah.
even Brock Purdy. We all know it. We know it. Make that man rainbow his throws, and this opportunistic defense can become opportunistic. That is that is your only hope on defense. On offense, you cook them. I mean, hell,
Yeah.
this
Dak
game
should
could
have a big passing game. Dak should be
this
throwing. This should be a 300 play. Will
yeah, this
Levis threw
should
for
be this game
335.
could. I bet the over under this game is probably in the 60s. I haven't checked it. I guarantee you it's probably 64 and a half.
Yeah. I mean, they got some good guys on defense, but you can throw the. You're gonna have to contain Bradley Chubb and Christian Wilkins. He's going to be an issue. So I definitely feel like Dak is going to have to be using his legs in this game. Dak is going to have to move out of that pocket because I feel like that pocket will be compromised in this game. So he's going to have. This is going to be a scrambling game, Dak. If you see that pressure, take it and go. Make plays on the run. Make pay. Throwing on the run whatever you got to do. But this might be that game where you're getting that pressure and they're knocking you off your spot, and you're going to have to get those extra yards. I mean, guys going to have to get involved early, but this is going to have to be a big game, Mike, from Dak. Dak's going to have like that 300 plus passing yard game because the losses that I've seen and teams I've seen go against them, you can definitely throw the ball on this team. Even with Jalen Ramsey, I know it was early. Jalen Ramsey's there now. And they got Xavier Howard, and obviously Jalen Ramsey changed his thing before the season earlier, but you can still throw in him. You can still make plays in the passing game, but this is going to have to be a big game from Dak, in my opinion.
Uh, the over under is 51,
Hmm.
which is about 8 points higher than Dallas's point total over the last few. So what worries me, and I know you watched the 22. What worried me, and this may tie back into them not getting out of their shell in a tough game. How stagnant? Can we talk about how stagnant the routes were at the top of the tree
Mm-hmm.
versus they ran dude, they ran right into zone quarters match coverage traps and just laid right there. There was no scramble drill when Dak was trying to get out of the pocket. If he had time, there was nobody moving left to right. There was none of that. So I get PTSD of the pre bye week Cowboys because once again, this is a
I
much
mean,
smaller sample.
does Mike McCarthy nut? Did he nut up in that game? Did he nut up? Like there wasn't a lot of pre-snap. I mean, it did this look like it got conservative again. It looked like you just said, Mike. It looked like it got conservative. Oh, we already know that this is going to be that type of game, and if we ain't hitting stuff early,
So
I don't know,
it
dog. I don't know.
does the call come from inside the house or not? Because why'd your all of a sudden aggressive coach go straight up stat? Dude, we were doing loopy loops to CD Lamb behind Dak,
Right.
just fucking around with the coverage.
It's
And
almost. I don't know, dog. It just felt like did they use the
same old.
element? Are we worried about?
What's got everybody down bad is it felt like same old Cowboys. You go
Yeah,
into
it felt
tough
like the
environments
same.
on the
Yeah, you
road,
go into a tough
and
ass
you go.
environment and the same ass cow. That's the issue. That is the problem with we look. It frustrates me, Mike, because
For sure,
we're
absolutely.
we're on the same wavelength when we talk about this, right? We like the team, we like the players, we like the coaches, but it's the same little. It's that same one thing toughness, physicality that just always keeps coming back. That whenever it's a big game. Like there's big Mike. It's almost like there's big games, and then that Buffalo game was a big game to show that we are for real. And it's almost like when we have to get that game, we always seem to not just fail, but fail miserably. I
It's good.
don't know why that is.
It's going to sound like a cop out because every single game that Dallas plays, I was there the year that Romo went down in the Brandon Whedon game versus New England when New England's first venture to Jerry World. They were talking so much shit, so much shit. It was, oh, we go, they came in, they flew, people sold their tickets. It was Boston. My boy Brady's gonna beat y'all at. Dude, I don't care. This is like every single time somebody plays Dallas, it is a massive game for them as a byproduct of what Dallas is as an entity. So when it's an even bigger game, how do you differentiate? You know what I'm saying? It's like every teams get up for Dallas. They do.
Like
They
every
do.
team that we play it's like they want to whoop us.
We want to beat
We have
Dallas.
we have to go
Every
above that energy, Mike. It's
every
like
time
we
I
have
turn
to
on
go.
TV, I see Dak Prescott's ugly ass head. Every time I turn on TV, I got to see Zeke. Every time I turn on TV, I see Terrell Owens. Every time I turn on TV, Des Bryant. Just why? Why can't they talk about us? Why can't they? My quarterback got 4,000 yards. My wide receiver about to break the record. Why can't they talk about us? It's that's human mentality, man. It's a byproduct of that. It's not an excuse. It's just a byproduct of that. Dallas games are a lot of teams Super Bowl for that
Yep.
year
They
because
love beating us.
only two teams make it to the Super Bowl, and generally one of those teams is probably beaten Dallas twice, if not at least once. It's You beat Dallas twice. Like, imagine how Washington would feel if they knocked out Dallas twice this season. They ain't
Oh,
going to
that
playoffs. They ain't doing nothing.
they
Dude,
wouldn't care about nothing else because that's all they would brag
they
on that they beat
they
us.
literally might throw a parade. They would
They
literally
would.
might
They
throw a
would throw.
parade for sweeping Dallas.
They would throw a parade if they swept us
So that
this year. Like if we went like what 15-2, but that was the only team to sweep us. They would feel like their season was complete.
hey, I kind of respect the energy. Remember when Miami knocked out the Patriots' perfect season?
Yes.
And that, hey, once again, that's back to that end division rivalry. There was that time where it was like Bill Belichick couldn't beat Miami. They go down to Miami and just get their ass whipped. So it's just it's the nature of the beast, man. When you have this global conglomerate with the owner does 2 to 3 radio interviews a week during the season. The COO talks all the time. The media knows. Even hell, filthy content creators talk about Dallas 60% of the time because everybody in filthy's broke. They know if they talk about Dallas, they're gonna get
Well,
some Dallas.
let me ask you this though. Just one thing: is Dallas a tough team, mentally and physically? Are they a tough team?
I think there's some players that are, but I definitely think that the overarching allure and glitz and glamour, if you will, of the team pulls so many people astray that you can't get a cohesive unit. I do believe that if there was, you know, not even two, but I'm sorry, there's two of them right now that I truly believe that nothing fucking matters outside of them going up, showing up, and playing football. If you had just 8 more dudes, you could really have something because those two dudes are really special, and they are really really special, and their determination to get better and to work hard and to be the best they can be and lead a good product on the field would literally just 8 more guys, just 10 guys, period. You can do 5 on each side of the ball. You can do 4 to 6, whatever you want to do. But at the end, at the end of the day, all this bullshit around the Jerryverse, if you will, it's too much, and a lot of guys can't handle it. Hell, we saw McCarthy, a hardened, seasoned NFL coach. He got to Dallas. He goes, I didn't know it was like this. Like, dude, you've been in the league 30 years. You've been in the league 30 years. You wasn't ready for this? He wasn't. It's a lot, dude. It's a lot. Like the fact that literally since before Dak Prescott ever took a snap, his job has been questioned and in jeopardy and talked about in the media.
Answer that
And
question
Diggs
right
is getting
there.
intercepted.
We don't have any leaders
Um,
besides D Law. Is D
uh,
Law really the established leader? Because hold up, before you finish
this
that,
is it.
because I heard when D Law after we beat this frustrated me, okay? And I know he comes to play each week. I know he does. So I'm not doubting his play and how hard he goes. But bro, that just frustrated me after we beat the Eagles. We smacked him in the mouth. We smacked him again. We smacked him again and again and again until we made him quit. It was almost like easy, easy, cowboy. Easy. You feel me? Because we got these other teams that are going to play us. And what if they smack us? Then what you just said goes out the door, in my opinion. You get what I'm saying? And then what happened? The next week, after talking all that trash of how we smacked this and that, a team comes right back and dog walks us.
You know what's funny is I literally on like I think it was the Tuesday uh before that week before leading up to the Philly game. I was like, I really like the new hang back leader type of Lawrence versus the upfront talky type of Lawrence. And then they have a good game, and he goes out there and sprats off. Like
It's like it
there's
messed it
the
all up.
that whole question about Demarcus Lawrence being a leader. I've talked about it. You must have not been around the pods, man. There's a giant, giant difference of being loud and being a leader. Demarcus Lawrence is, as far as a leader goes, I guess you could. That's a loose title because they didn't really have anybody else on that side of the ball after Crawford left. But as an actual leader, there's a reason that Micah Parsons took hold of that locker room his rookie year on that side of the locker room, and to leave Dak out of that conversation is quite insane because you can go down the line off
No,
the
Dak
record,
is for
ex
real.
players, ex coaches, ex any people who would have a reason to hate him, who would have a reason to. Hell, you could probably even ask Roma, who hates his guts. Ask him about Dak Prescott, the leader, and what he brings to a team on a day in, a day out basis. That is what you got there. And Micah Parsons is my other guy that I had on that list because despite his constantly online antics, he leads from the front. He wants to be better every single week, and he's a young kid, so he's gonna say stupid shit. Like when he was mad because he didn't get a sack after the Giants game. That happens. But his overall work ethic and hunger to be great is what other guys notice that. It's not wait until the cameras show up. Where the Hard Knocks cameras? Can I do a little dance or can I do a little sound bite in the locker room after that? It's that 5 o'clock in the morning you show up and you see his car in the parking lot type energy.
Okay, but I agree with that. I agree with that with Michael Parsons. But is he like that in the classroom? I
Yes.
don't know. He is?
The problem is, once again,
He studies like that?
with he actually does, but he
Okay.
actually does. He
Okay.
actually does.
Okay.
That dude's a football. That dude watches football. Let me say it this way: he watches football the same way your average Twitter junkie does. Football Twitter junkie does 20, 30 hours a week and just clicking through shit and watching what can I do? What's here. But on his specific situation, this ties back into him being kind of light in the ass and the stunts and the twist. Because the best way to take Micah Parsons out of the game right now is to run right at it. That's because all the stunts and twists. I truly believe if they let them line up and play gap football, sound integrity gap football, he wouldn't get completely deleted out of the run game like he's been doing. Because it's an ongoing trend for his career here. When he's lined up on the line, you can run right at him and kick him out of the game. But it's not that he's not trying. It's just a 255-pound dude that's getting probably doubled on a run play. That's
So that's what I'm saying. So should they move him back behind the line of scrimmage? And does he really want to do that, knowing that he may not get the sacks as much because now I got to chase ball carriers all day and take on blockers at the
no.
linebacker
I think
position?
moving him off the line of scrimmage would hurt the defense. That's the same
Why?
reason I
Why?
would
Why?
go
Why is that?
because he is not an off the ball linebacker. He's not. He can play it in little spurts. He's not an off the ball linebacker. When you watch him in college, you remember I caught shit.
He was a DN in high school.
I
He converted.
yeah, and Hines Ward was a quarterback in high school.
No, but I'm just saying his main position was always
I
DN,
understand.
and they
I
converted him.
understand that.
So
Now you're at the
I'm right, and I'm going with your
yeah.
point.
Okay, thanks. Now you're at the best of the best of the best. And I watched that dude in college. I watched every freaking snap he had probably 1,000 times because it's a first round pick. I'm going to hone in on it, and I'm not exaggerating there. I mean, there wasn't a lot of snaps to watch, so I watched every single final year. He played linebacker a lot like Jalen Smith did, prime Jalen Smith. It was just pure speed and being the best athlete on the field. And there was a lot of guessing that worked or it didn't. And when it didn't, it was bad. It was bad. You see a scud missile fly into the B gap and it's an off tackle outside. That's that's what I saw. And that's why I hated the pick. But then they get him in here and he had a couple of injuries and they're forced to play him at edge. And I'm like, holy shit, you took an off the ball linebacker that turns out not only can he edge rush, he may be one of the best in the game. Cool. Awesome. That's awesome. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's the best come up you could possibly have of that pick. You do not want that man playing off the ball linebacker versus the NFL offense, especially if people want to use it against Miami versus their zone read with that speed. They will have that dude. I bet he'll clock 10 miles that day and have 2 tackles.
Oh, and he'll be frustrated, like I'm not gonna say he'll mentally check out, but he'll be frustrated. His body language will show you he's frustrated.
Dude,
Do you not agree with me? Do you not agree with that?
That is a recipe for disaster. You do not want. Which is another conversation. Hey, let's take one of the league's best edge rushers and play him at linebacker because we can't stop the run. How about you ask Dan Quinn why he's stunting on run plays? Why you twisted on run plays? Buffalo ran the ball 76% of their plays. In the third quarter, you're still running stunts and twists, and you're still getting 7 yards of carry. Why don't we talk about that? Because it's that low hanging fruit. It's like, oh, you lost. Well, let's check the quarterback stats. Well, Dak didn't throw for 100 yards. No, neither did Josh Allen. So it's the whole game plan. I'm scared to death, man. And I don't think it has anything to do with money on him not wanting to play middle line or linebacker or anything like that. Because I think if you're that good, we've seen it with Warner. If you're that good, they'll pay you.
Yeah, but see, this is what I'm coming to with the linebacker position, Mike. We know he can play it. I know he can play it, but I don't feel like he wants to dedicate like a Fred Warner. Fred Warner dedicates to that position. I don't think Micah wants to dedicate to that because I feel like he likes the edge more anyway. I think that's the biggest issue with it.
It's less responsibility.
It's less responsibility. He has to think less, and that will mess. I don't feel like he would be a better player when he's just got to sit there and think and call out this. I got to call out this play, call out that play. I got to move you here, move you there. Not that he can't do it, but I don't think he would be great at that. Like that won't be his great asset.
That's part of me saying that I don't want to move him, and you're absolutely right on that point. He doesn't want to do that. He didn't want to sit out there.
He doesn't want to do that.
He didn't want to be back there and be Sean Lee calling checks.
No, he doesn't want to do that. And he will be frustrated, especially if he misses calls or something like that, and people are coming to him like, "Hey, what's going on out there?" He ain't gonna like that, Mike.
Mm-mm. That's why
Dan Quinn keeps him at the edge.
It would be, it's kind of funny that people hated LVE, and then,
I mean, you hated him for a long ass time, so don't say that.
When he was hurt, when he was hurt. When I called it like it was when he was playing. When he actually got a off season
We
to
missing him because
work
he's a
out
linebacker body. That's why
an
we missing him. He,
actual line because
he's an
linebackers
actual
don't matter.
linebacker. Yeah, he's an actual linebacker. That's why we're missing him. He's an actual
We have
linebacker.
we have 212-pound dudes out there trying
But
to
you
play
know
linebacker.
what? They also dropped the ball and getting rid of Devin Harper too. That made no damn sense. Why'd you do that?
That pissed me off, man. I was so pissed about that one.
You
That was a
that was your
that
draft
was
pick,
another
and then
Ridgeway. That was
that
another Ridgeway.
I don't. I know it's crying over spilled milk. I just want to get it off my chest. I know it's over and you can't bring it back. So I know it sounds dumb from me saying it, but it's just frustrating. Like you said with the Ridgeway pick, you still could have Ridgeway on your team, dog. With the other people you drafted, that don't make no sense. But dog, you were already thin at linebacker. You kept this guy from next year who never even played for you last year. You let him make the team just to cut him. What? I just that's just a major head scratcher, and you already were bare thin at that position. That just made no damn sense. I just don't right now. It's hurting us right now because it's sticking out like a sore thumb because these other teams are going to try this. We're going to play playoff teams. Detroit Lions can run the damn ball too, and they got a pretty good offensive line. They go heavy. They will attack the second level. So I'm just saying these things are just we'll be seeing these things in the coming games.
Hey, $40 fan needs you to hit my PayPal with $4, or you're gonna get booted. I'm gonna delete your internet. I'm gonna call a drunk strike. Talk about Green Line. One of the I appreciate the support, but you in here every time, Mr. Cartier talking about $40
Uh,
this, $40 that.
I don't pay no attention to him.
Appreciate the support.
I don't pay no attention to him. He loves the
Miles Jack,
feed.
Miles
He
Jackson was.
he loves the feed. We got a couple
Yeah,
guys that just love that. They love Cowboys feed. You're a Niners person, but you're all in Cowboys feeds. That's a compliment to my feed.
appreciate the
You feel me?
support. Hey, appreciate the
That's a
support.
compliment to the Cowboys feed. That if you're a Niners fan, when Harold was in here with his damn Houston Texans, I booted his ass out eventually. But when there was another Niners guy up in here, but they kept coming in here. That had to be a testament to the page because you can't want to troll somebody's page that bad, can you? So I appreciate support. I ain't mad at you, dog.
I can think of many other hobbies I'd rather do than show up in random teams. Live stream
I feel you,
and
but
show the chat.
but make sure, I always tell them, make sure you're in the chat when we beat you, because they always tend to disappear when that happens. I
Oh,
never
like
see
when Texas won the World Series and H Town got real. He got not even space goes coast to coast. That intergalactic goes coast to coast. He was gone.
Yeah. Well, so as we kind of get ready to close on this, man, what's your thoughts about Miami, bro? Because I don't have a good feeling about it. I want to have a good feeling about it, but I don't have a good feeling with the defense, and I don't want us to get behind that 8 ball quick. We cannot, absolutely not play from behind against these Miami Dolphins, in my opinion. Absolutely cannot play from behind.
It's gonna sound silly, but point differential and numbers don't lie. You could hang with that offense. There's
I
only
know
so
you
many
can.
yards. There's only so many yards you can run, right? I understand Tyreek Hill runs a 2-1 or whatever the hell. I understand that, and he may not even play. And Xavier Howard was out today, and damn it, they had another guy out today too. Which having guys out on a Thursday practice ain't a good sign. Ain't a good sign. There's like I get they're 4-2 and they can do this and they can do that, but there's only so many yards on the field. So what they score in a minute and a half, you score in 7 minutes. They scored a minute and a half, you score in 7 minutes. I think your offense can keep you in this game if your defense can just please get an opportunistic turnover.
We're going to need a turnover this game
Because you're
because
not going to beat them down in and out. You're not going to.
nope.
So if we can take advantage of that Cardinal Williams injury and make Tua float a couple balls, you can come out with a dub. But also, this game does not. I mean, outside of narrative, like as far as playoff implications or anything else goes, this game doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't, but to
It
me, it
matters
matters
on
for
the
psyche.
narrative, and it
It,
matters
it
on
matters for
team.
it matters for psyche to me.
Yes, but as far as the end of the season or in playoff season, it
Yeah, it
doesn't
doesn't.
matter
Yeah, it
at
doesn't.
all. What
But
matters
I
is
don't
getting
want
out of
them feeling that way, though. That's
no,
my
no,
thing.
absolutely. We don't
Yeah.
want to go out there and get blown out by 30 points again.
Hell
Hell no.
no, no. That's why I said this game. I totally agree with you that this game, in the big scheme of things, doesn't mean this ain't killing us if we lose this game. But the psyche, how we play, even if we happen to lose this game, if it was like 35-31, like it was when we went to Philly, I was okay with that. Even though I hated losing them, I liked the performance, how we played on the road, hostile environment. Our offense played good. We moved the ball up and down the field. We scored touchdowns. Not all the time, but we scored. You feel me? I want to see we got to come in this game like that, where that offense is churning. Dak is really in that zone, throwing the ball. They score on us, just like you said, Mike. We come down, but I said this a couple yesterday. We need them long drives for touchdowns, because I want to keep that
Yeah.
offense off the field as much as we can. So as much as we have those 9, 10, 11 play drives, we definitely need those in Miami, and scoring touchdowns, putting the pressure on them, because I don't want them to get comfortable with Mostad and Devon A-Chain, where they get to getting out on those outs and really putting that fire to us. You feel me?
And what worries me on that, everybody says, "Oh, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball."
I'm not on the run the ball thing. I thought
No,
about it
but
early, but we're gonna have to throw the
we,
ball.
you
We're gonna have to
can run the
attack them.
ball on them, and you can
You can
keep them off the field. The problem is, can this offense sustain a drive running the ball without getting 3 third downs called back on penalties?
right.
That's that's
Holding.
part of it. Even if it doesn't, we get called on penalties that don't even impact the play. The penalties over here on the left sideline, and it's a toss out to the right, and we get called for a hole. Like, man,
That'd be drive killers, touchdowns taken back. Like I said, 19 offensive holding, 15 defensive offsides, 14 defensive holding, 9 defensive pass
you know,
interference,
league
100.
average on defensive
That's
offsides is
crazy.
4.9.
That's crazy.
League average is under 5, and we've been called for 15.
That's crazy.
8
And
of those are on third down. Like I
that's not
said,
that's not
I had a tweet.
discipline. That's
No,
not
I had a
discipline.
tweet in the first half that said it was literally true. When we went to halftime last week, the defense had converted more third downs than Buffalo had. Just off penalties.
I mean, he led the league in penalties in 2021. They've been in top 10 in penalties all since Mike McCarthy's been there. Like I said, hey, and I went through the penalties from 2013 to 2019 with Garrett. They were not in the top 10. They were in that middle tier, where they were really not one of the most penalized teams. But under McCarthy, penalties, dog. And there's got to be something to that. There's got to be something to that. And that's killing us, dog. That's what's sticking out to me, Mike. One of these major things that's sticking out to me, because those penalties are killing us. Because just like you said, third down, it'll be a 3rd and 3. When we had our first drive, right? We were churning down the field. We get the first down, holding. Once we get the
11 yard run by Pollard gets called back.
and it's almost like, Mike, you know how we feel, right? It's almost like when we get that holding, you're in your head like, well, there goes our drive. Didn't you think that? Well, there goes our drive. We're punting. Didn't you think that right after that?
Yeah, they
That's
don't get it. They don't.
I freaking
It's
hate
just
that. I hate feeling like that. They gotta tighten that up, dog. I don't know what the hell they gotta
it's
do, but
not.
they gotta
Nothing's
tighten it.
going to change. You
Yeah, I
can't
don't
change
know.
it.
I don't know, man. That's disheartening. Um, that's disheartening when you got
You
that
can't
many
even
penalties.
celebrate plays, man. And that's
You
across the
can't,
NFL.
yeah. Say it again, Mike. You can't celebrate when we get a big first down. First thing I'm doing is looking for a penalty. I'm not looking for the first down, celebrating it. I'm looking for a flag.
Yeah, and it may be even a late flag on the opposite side of the field. You're like, okay, was that flag sponsored by DraftKings or what the fuck's up right now, man? Because there is the NFL officiating across the league, and that's with
What's
me
up?
across the league. I'm watching any other game, not even
Yeah,
Cowboys games. I
yeah.
see a big play, I'm like,
Uh,
okay, depends on who threw the pass and who did. Oh, Jalen Hurts underthrew the ball. Where's the flag at? Oh, there it is. Dude, Nick Sirianni, he literally had. Did you see that quote earlier today?
yeah, that he
They're
was trying to
playing
get a
play.
defensive pass interference.
that they wouldn't even try to complete the ball.
That's crazy.
They know.
That's
They're so
crazy.
used to getting a bailout flag that it's, hey, underthrow it. Here we go.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy, dude.
Yeah, and to say that live is even crazier.
Like, was that press conference sponsored by DraftKings too?
That's crazy.
FanDuel, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy, dog. To miss something like that, that just don't bode well with like he shouldn't have said that in my opinion. You should have been quiet
There's
because
so many things wrong with that statement. It's like you don't trust your
because
quarterback.
well, I'm just saying like that makes the gambling and all that stuff like you can't say nothing like that because that makes fixing games and refs that just throws that nasty thought in there from me when I hear that from a coach. I just don't want to hear
Dude,
that.
I
Yeah.
mean, the Vegas Stadium is literally sponsored by FanDuel. I mean, I hate to say it, but you watch these games, and I'm not even talking about Cowboys games. I'm talking about across the league. You watch these games and these weird ass penalties that come in at the end of games when it may be a 3.5 point spread, and somebody gets to kick a late field goal, takes it to three, and
Yeah, and to act like that ain't real, that's a whole damn lie. To act like that ain't real and that's just a facade, that is a whole damn lie, but that's a whole nother topic. You feel me? That we ain't touching. So we getting ready to get out of here. I appreciate you, big dog, jumping on here once again. Great crowd once again. Appreciate everybody that was in the building. Um, do you got a score prediction before you get off here, Mike? Or just what's your final thought on it? What's your final thought? How do you feel about this game? Are we winning?
I don't have a score prediction, but I say if the Cowboys don't score 30, they lose.
I can feel you on that.
That's
Yeah.
that's that's where I'm at.
That's very reasonable. I'm gonna say at least
Over
28.
uh,
At least
over
28.
under 51. I said the over under 51. Yeah, Dallas doesn't score 30, they lose.
I
And
can I can rock with that.
it's kind of been a theme for the year, hasn't it? I mean,
Yeah, for
I have
real.
to go check. I have to go check the scoreboard.
But I'm saying, like, yeah, because this is gonna be a shootout. It's gonna have to
You
be a
have to get.
shootout.
You have to score 30, and your defense has to be opportunistic. Both of those things have to happen. You have to get a couple of those rainbow turnovers from Tua. Make that poop noodle launch that ball up and go get it. Ball
Mm,
security, dumbass penalties. But at the same time, I'm really having a hard time even caring about this game. I know it'll mean a lot in the national media with narratives and this, that, and the other, but I just want to get out healthy. Get out healthy
yeah.
because Detroit's going to be the motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. And that's an
That's going
NFC
to be.
game. NFC
I'm going to
game.
be in the bill. I'll be in the building for that one.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about being in the building on that one too.
Hey, pull up, boat. We're going to get the tailgate going. We should be there about the time the gates open.
Okay. For sure. For sure. Yeah, well, we're gonna see what happens on this game, man. I don't know what kind of feeling. I'm gonna keep it. I don't know what kind of feeling I have about this game, but I'm gonna agree with you that Dallas has to score a lot of points. I'm gonna say at least 28 to be feeling like they're gonna win this game. And if they're not scoring a lot of points, it's gonna be a loss. So we'll see. But I appreciate you, big dog. You see the PayPal right there. Me and you've already talked about that. So I appreciate what you've done for the channel. We've been going strong for what, 3 years now? Has it been 3 or
It's,
4?
dude,
It's been,
Corona broke my mind. I don't even know anymore. 2019 was 10 years ago, and also yesterday. I'm
yeah.
just,
So
I'm,
yeah.
I'm
So
just here, dude.
so yeah, we've been rocking this for about 4 years now. Good 4 good. That's
That's
crazy.
awesome,
It
man.
don't it don't even feel like it don't even feel like it.
No, man,
It
that's
don't even feel
awesome,
like
man.
it. So, hey, shout out to you, big dog. Shout out to Burgers and Blitzes. We've made it because we were ironing out all the kinks here and there when we were ironing out a day, going back and forth, do it straight for 2 weeks, and then be off for like 5 months. And
I moved 4 times. Didn't have internet. Just this
yeah,
shit got kind of weird, babe. We held it together, but
yeah,
we here.
appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate you, dog. So, hey, for my dog Mike White, I'm gonna say a little bit before I get off here, but say as always, what's up to the wifey and say what's up to the dogs. And I'll be talking to you soon, big dog.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for everybody checking in. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
My dog. All right, man. Getting ready to get up off out of here, but my boo thing, she has it right here. I'm going to show it right here. That is the GoFundMe. I got it right here on the screen before we get up off of here. I ain't paying how about them Cowboys because we didn't win. So when we don't win, we're not playing that song. But we're definitely gonna play this right here. It's a GoFundMe account from my boo thing's daughter, my stepdaughter, Natalia Weston. I'll tell you again, if you can read that right there. She wants to get a travel to Italy and Greece. It's actually next year. The trip is like 6K. We started a GoFundMe about a month and a half ago. And whatever you like to donate, be great. Honor student, band member, uh, about to run track, just stays with great grades, great young lady. She's getting, like I said, she's just getting ready to go to Philadelphia next year as well because she got awarded a scholarship um, to be able to go to Philadelphia, and only a select amount of kids got to go. So check out that GoFundMe right there. You can see the link in the description in the chat. Make sure you check that out. Um, really would love to see her be able to go to that. I've been overseas, and I say to everybody once again, I went overseas a lot when I was younger, and I'll never forget those experiences. Those are once in a lifetime experiences. So we definitely, there you go, right there in May, babe, right there. If you like to donate, you see the link right there in the description. You see it. Whatever you like to donate would be awesome. We really want this want to make this happen. So if you can do that, that would be a great thing. So that's kind of my last little bit. Once again, I'm gonna kind of just agree with Mike on this about the game. It in the big scheme of things, because it's not an NFC game. It's not a thing that's killing the Cowboys. I feel like it's a psyche game, though. Cowboys need to play good in this game. Regardless of the outcome, they need to show up in this game. Like I said, if they play like they did when they went to Philly and lost, and I'm not claiming a loss, but I need to see them at least play well. Regardless, win or loss in this game, because I don't know what kind of game this is going to be. But win or loss, I need to see a good performance on the offensive side of the ball, both sides of the ball. I don't know how the defense is going to play. I really can't trust the defense right now, so I don't know what defense is going to show up right now. We need to get turnovers, like Mike said. But this offense really needs to score a lot of points. This needs to be one of the games. If they score, we got to come right back and score. If they score, we got to come right back and score. They can't score, and then they stop us and they score again, because I feel like then it's just going to snowball and it's going to be one of those games. And I don't feel like the Cowboys need one of those games where if they happen to lose, it's by a wide margin. Just not good for the psyche, as you're getting ready to prepare for the playoffs. So I feel like this is a psyche game, and a good performance from this game, win or lose, will go a long way for the rest of the year and in the playoffs. At least play good. Give a good offensive performance in this game. I think that's what I'm really standing out, because I don't know how the defense is. I feel like the defense is going to give up points. I feel like they are going to give up points, but I need this offense to play really good in this game. I need Dak to have a bounce back game in this game. Not just for his psyche, nothing like that, but I just feel like the offense needs a good bounce back game on the road, hostile environment. You're moving the ball up and down the field, because they have a fast defense. They got guys that can attack you on, pass rushing wise. I think they're like top 5 in the league in sacks, so they can't get off the ball. Even with Jalen Phillips out for the rest of the year, they still got guys that can attack you. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey's there now; he's healthy. Xavier Howard, we'll know if he'll play. Javon Holland is a pretty good safety over there, so they have some guys. So definitely, just the offense needs to have a really good performance, in my opinion, especially Dak. That's going to be the thing that I'm going to be watching. The offense, how it's moving the ball. Are we scoring touchdowns? Is Dak having a bounce back game? That's what I'm going to be looking at. If I see that, I feel better down the road, whether it's a win or loss. As long as we bang with them and coming out, guns blazing, staying aggressive. Didn't look like we were real aggressive. It looked like we were worried about the weather, and we kind of kept it close to the vest. Hopefully that weather be good and Cowboys come out guns blazing. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm out of here. Big game, James. Thank y'all for tuning in for Burgers and Blitzes. Thank you for everybody that was in the chat and the feed. Y'all know how we do. And I'll be talking to you soon tomorrow. Should be the Big Star Show tomorrow with me and Stargazer. Y'all know what it is with that. And I'm out.